Oh, there we go. Yeah, we got it.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much for invitations. As Ben said, my name is Andrzej Borcyck. I'm the people director in Grupa Ziwiecz, which is the part of the Heineken business, one of the top 5 across the Europe. And I'm going to share with you our journey that we went with the new office that we decided to move almost 3 years ago, but finally move after the 1-year projects. And also share what is happening on the way moving to that office, because probably we face the same situation as all of you did, because we face the new situation of the new reality of the COVID. And then the situation create the Gen Q, so then generation of people that were spending a lot of time on the quarantine and working out of home, which create the hybrid work clearly for us. And then post-COVID situation, which is creating also the great resignation trend, which I think was started in US, but I think it's also in the Europe. So how I reflect over those period of time, I think how we look also of the office over those 3 years time. When we started to talk, we talked a lot about how to build the office that is efficient. Yeah, so that you can work from different part of the office, different type of the work, and give the flexibility. And we also thought that it should be the office that our employees are proud to come and to work together and to connect together. And of course, building the sense of belonging. But over the last 3 years, I think that those 2 words, efficiency of sense of belonging, are having even much more value, especially talking about the sense of belonging. So I would like to share with you how we were trying to balance those 2 words, starting before COVID. So of course, not having any ideas that COVID will come and change our reality. And how we also learn during the COVID that our approach was good in some parts and some of the things we didn't predict and we need to adjust on the way. So firstly, I think if you talk about the hybrid work, about the office, it's very important that you ask your employees, what do they need? Because we are not building the office for the bosses, for the leaders, but we build the office for our employees and for the customers who are visiting us. And to ensure that we are building that efficiency for them and sense of the belonging. So what we did before we started discussing about the new office, we did the survey, and it was not only the survey on the email, but it was set of the interviews, and it was also the time motion exercise, which I'll share with you later on. So we really engaged the employee to create our future space. And what was the most important for them? First, that's flexible time. So that's what they're looking. Remote work, space dedicated to work. So it was very clear that top 3 things, if we ask them about the office, it was not only about the office itself, but it was about the culture I would like to have in the company, culture based on trust. And if they think about the office, that this is not the office, but this is space dedicated to work, to integrate, and to have different type of the work within the space of the office. So we created the kind of the 3 words. Why do we have the office? Is to connect, to work, but also have the choice in which space of the office do you work, depending what type of work you deliver, and to having the fun, because it's also connected with our products, but what people really underline, that they would like to have the space in the office when they can have the integration privacy, but also time for the relaxations during and after the work. What we did as well, because as you can imagine in the big city, the huge challenge for the work is how you commute. Yeah, because to avoid the time spending in the car, in the public traffic, and to ensure that you can deliver the flexible time and remote working. So we also check the localizations of the few new offices that we took into consideration to move, and we check them with the postcodes of our employees. So through that, we can really measure, depending how they travel to the office, is it by car, is it public transport, to eliminate the time they spend on the travel. And also having the flexibility working hours starting from 8 to 10, giving them the time to ideally adjust, to have the task at home, driving kids to school, and picking the right time to come to the office. We also ask what the consent pros they found in the old office. So sorry, it's in Polish, but there will be many data. So I think just to give you the flavor, what they were thinking. So what people like and what we didn't expect is the number of the light in the office. There are the social spaces. There is the office design. But what they didn't like, for example, it was the noise and the localization and the air conditioning system. So it gave us a really feeling what we need to take into special consideration, thinking about the new office, that it has to be there, that people find it as something that is building for them the efficiency and the sense of belongings. So we really analyze many data, and it was very helpful, because if we think about the new office, as I mentioned, we think about changing of the culture, much more focusing on the working as a team, much more about cross-team collaboration, and much more going out of the hierarchy that we have in the previous office. So we decided to move from the desk dedicated to the person to the desk that you select and the area that you select in the office. And it was the same for the management team, because as you will see, the management team do not have any longer the own desk as well. So through the very deep dive time motion exercise, we recognize that the desks are occupied from the 20% to the 70%. So it was for us to really share with people why we do not have the desk dedicated for everybody, and why is the benefits that we have, that we can use the space with lower number of the desk to have a different working type areas of the office. Because what employees said to us as well, they need much more small room for the privacy, for the short call conversations. And we knew, measuring what number of the people are in the meetings rooms, what should be the size of the meetings rooms that we have in the office. So it was really setting our office, not only for the needs of the employees, but for how they work on day-to-day basis in the office, and how they use the space. We also have the very clear data which spaces are used, and if we have the bar in the office, in what day there is preference to use it, and how it should look like. We also hear from the employee they are looking for office that is much more type of the home office, and much more of the loft design. And how we approach it, because we get many data from employees, so it was very clear that for us it's more than the office. It's the place where we spend the time together, where we should deliver our task on the efficient way, but have a very good time to collaboration and to have a fun. To do it, we set up the project team that was having the leader, that was having the very clear sponsors, and the sponsor were the two people from the management team. And we are going on the weekly meetings with those sponsorship groups together with the project teams, deciding how we are going to run the project, where is the project. And we built ambassadorship group from out of the employee, which we have the 15 people that were fully accountable for setting up the office. So we as a management team just only shared the direction, but rest belong to our employees. To avoid the situation, because as you can imagine, some of the employees prefer to have their own desk, and some were open to new ideas. We create personas from the 8 key roles that are working in the office. And based on the personas, we showed what type of the office people use during a day. And even some of them as key accounts are not visiting the office every day, or if they are visiting, only coming for the team meetings. So based on that, we try to create with the employee that office is much more than working space. And to ensure that we run also the monthly communication with the employee to share them where we are with the projects, and to be ready and very open for the questions if they have any doubts about the new concepts, why we are going into that concept. So that was the key benefits to engage the employees and run the team of the project team by ambassadorship group, to ensure that every key team in the company is having the representation. What we also think that we try to avoid that this is the kind of the headquarter office. So that's why we engage also the people from the sales team that is in the field, and people in the breweries that are sometimes visiting our office. Just to ask them how they would like to feel if they come to the office, to the main office of Grupa Ziwiecz and the Heineken in Warsaw. It gave us different perspective and ensuring that we are addressing the right expectations of our employees. What we put a huge effort is also for the applications. So we have a lot of not only digital equipment in the office, but we would like to ensure that we have the application that you can book the desk, the dedicated area, because you can book the desk, you can book the meeting rooms, you can book also the parking slots. And on the application, you see also where are your colleagues sitting. So if you would like to sit by specific person or by specific department, you can use the application. The application is used not only in our headquarters in Warsaw, but it's also you can use the application for booking the meeting rooms when you travel to the breweries. So it also brings the kind of the feeling that there is the one applications for every in the company. And as you see, you can mark every day where you are. Are you in the office? Are you remote? And what is great that if you book the desk or you book the meeting rooms, it's directly also coming to your Outlook calendar, so it can be visible also through the Outlook where you are. Just would like to share with you some photos because I think it's important to see how it's looking like. That's a pity that I cannot host you, but one day if you are in Warsaw, you are welcome to visit our office and come for the cold beer. So you see that on the left bottom, that in the heart of our office there is a bar, and this is also the space that we are using for the town hall meetings. So you can remove the chairs and have the town hall meetings with all of the employees. But as we discussed before the start, we use, of course, the bar area after working hours to meet with the colleagues. But also you can invite your friends and your family to visit our office and come for the beer. What we are very proud is on the left top corner, because before the COVID, we had the monthly video conferences with the sales team. So we are renting the special team that was streaming from our office. So that's why we decided to have in our office the proper studio, and we can record and make the live streaming. As you can imagine, during the COVID, it was for us the tower center of sending the informations to all employees. We have some spaces that you can relax, and as you see, also the desks are not dedicated to individuals. There, everybody is having a space to leave the stuffs in the closed lockers. And next day decided where the person should sit, or decided to work from home. We put a lot of effort also about the branding, because that was a feedback from the employee that they would like to have the visible branding in the office. So many rooms are connected with our brands. Of course, we have the kitchen as well. And it was also in the survey very important part of the office, that people not just only would like to go for the lunches, but also for the breakfasts and the coffee time together. So that's why we have the few coffee points, and we let the external company to come in the office, and you also have the alert on the applications when the company are coming and you can buy the lunches or you can buy the sandwiches. So just to ensure that everything is in your application that is supporting you. Okay, so you have seen how the office is looking like. And so we went through the 3 years of the big change of the work environment. And we also have the lessons that we learned through the COVID. They were unexpected before we had started the change. First one is that the way how we work it's changing. And if we talk about the workplace, we are not any longer talking about efficiency, so how to make it efficient, how to work smart, but we talk a lot about the health. And for sure, it will be one of the key trends developing for the future. So how to build a workplace that it's growing efficiency of the people coming together, but ensuring that there is a health. And I'm meaning not only physical, but mainly mental health, and making the people efficient and being healthy and happy to work together. The next lesson is the flexibility. All of the time over the last 2 years, we learned what does it mean to be in the hybrid type of work. We work out of the office, full team. We work divided into 2 groups. And then in the end, we come in the model that 3 days we spend in the office and 2 days we can work out of the office. And of course, this is still learning the flexibility between the employees and the managers, the flexibility about shaping the way how we work in the company, and ensuring that we learn. And this is, I believe, the one of the key learnings for the future, that if you build the hybrid type of work, you need to learn all the time and be flexible. This is not that you can send a policy that won't change in the future. Because yes, the policies, procedures are very important because they are building the way how we operate, but it's very important to get the feedback from the people and be flexible. The other important topic and the learning is the life integrations. We learned that if we work in the hybrid work, mainly if we stay and work at home, very often our employees share that I started in the morning and I end in the late evening, and I didn't have enough time for my private life. So that's why it's important and cause the issue that many companies now are facing after the COVID. There is more tasks with the limited number of the time, and it's impacting the life integrations. And I'm mainly naming that not work-life balance or life-work balance, but life integrations, because during the COVID, we also learned how to be efficient and how to integrate our private life and the business life. And we still need to learn how to do it and how to make it efficient, and let our employees to do it. Ask them how we can do it and be very open. Because if not, and if we do not deliver the life integrations, we cannot deliver the sense of the belonging to the company. And the sense of the belonging, I think this is one of the biggest challenge that we learned through the COVID. It's not easy to let the people go to work from the different places. But it's very tough still to build a sense of the belonging. And this is, I believe, also that the lesson that you need to send a very clear message to employees. What does it mean for you that a hybrid type of work? What does it mean for you 2 days in the office, 2 days working on home? That's why, because you need to support it with the story of the culture. Why you need employees to come together if they believe that they can work efficiently and healthy out of the office. This is about building the sense of the belonging, building about the company that's having the clear goals, clear culture that is bonding the people. And the culture is about coming together, not every day, but in those days that you would like to work as one team, working on the projects and working on the most efficient type of the project that you are delivering. What's to do in the future to really build a place that is building the sense of the belongings? I believe as HR people, we need to look on the trends. We need to ensure that employee engagement and the ownership is in the workplace. Through the measuring the engagement, through the different type of the survey, you know what is working, you know what is not working, and you need to, through that, build the ownership. If you change the office, if you change the model, you need to build the accountability of the sponsors, and those sponsors are starting from the management team, and then having the sponsors also in everything that is driving the change. New technology is the part of the transformation of the offices. Within the new technology, you cannot be efficient. And in the end,
it's all about the culture and the leadership. That's very clear. That's if you build any type of the work environment, you need to ask yourself the questions, what type of the culture we would like to build in the company? And what type of the leaders we need to shape the culture? And this is creating our future. I would like to end with what Peter Drucker said, that's the greatest danger in the times of change that we are still living now. It's not the turbulence itself, but it's the act, how we weigh with and how we copy with the turbulence. And we need to do it having the open-minded, having the growth mindset and thinking for the future, not with the yesterday logics. And that's what we did in our projects. And that's what we keep all the time saying, we do not know, and we need to develop for the future. Be flexible, build sense of the belonging, and ensuring that we build a place when employees are efficient and healthy. Thank you very much.